Okay, so, and what you missed, Elohim, still currently known as the Integration Manager, asked Alexandra, you said earlier that there will be no more administrators. Why? She said, well, we messed up. We let everything spin out of control, and that's when I realized it was down and paused it.
We forgot that we're capable of wonders. Lost faith in our ability to impose meaning on the primal chaos of nature. And now, we're paying the price.
Is this comparable to the deserved fate or ironic justice plot archetypes?
No. There's so much more to human civilization. We stumbled and we may fall, but none of this defines who we are. That's why we can't let it end here.
Calibrating.
Anyway, I think you guys saw me finagling with the laser so that even after I resumed playback, there would still be a conflict that would stop the real connector from dropping. I had it placed right, and it worked. So the only remaining step was to follow my ghost to the fan up top where the real connector finally still was, and place it on the switch to solve the puzzle. So that's everything in this world. Which is pretty cool. So there are two keys to that puzzle. Number one is to make certain to always remember when you're not in the recording to have the laser blocked so the real connector stays up top. And number two is to remember that, and I think this is why it's called Daydream, you don't have to have the gates open in the real world for your recorded self to still pass through. It just does. Like, the transition point when I knew I actually had the puzzle solved was when I was standing there and I watched my ghost just run through the closed gate. Lone Wonder, this was actually the fifth puzzle I solved. It's called Subway Escape. So there's a whole puzzle over here that involves getting two jammers. Because these gates dropped and stayed dropped, but I had to solve a puzzle that involved getting a second jammer from this mess of a puzzle down here up to the top floor. Jammed my way through here, and there was originally a sigil in the tram car, and then the tram itself led me to the back where Daydream is. I think, oh good, it does tell me how many stars. Only one. Nice. Well, let me see if I can show it to you right quick, since you asked so nicely. Because now that I know it, and it's not that hard to recreate, so... And the general consensus is that Daydream is, at minimum, the single hardest puzzle in Talos Reawakened, and maybe harder than anything in Into the Abyss. But in the end, it's not, like, bogus nonsense. You remember those two keys, and everything else follows naturally from them. Alright, so, once again, without the stream failing at the moment of truth. So, start the recording, So there's a connector up there, and the real one has to stay up there at all times, or else I can't do the final step of the puzzle. So you see it up there? So this drops it, so we can drop it all we want while we're recording, but we need to make sure that it never drops when we're not recording. So do that. Give myself plenty of room to block it. And now, for the first phase of the puzzle, I want to set up a connector back there that is pointing at that, as well as the generator. So I'm putting a ghost connector here. Pausing the recording with the gate open. Moving on. So first thing is to block this with my body. So the real one stays up there. So target that and the emitter. And this second gate right here. Now use line of sight with that ghost connector I placed. Now I should have both receivers targeted. But so that stays blocked. So I can get back out here. Alright. That's step 1 successfully completed. So now here's step 2. I'm going to pause right now. Then I'm going to free the ghost version again. I'm going to target this, and this, and this. And now the beams are self-sustaining. So I need to block this one with my body. Once that's closed, make another pause. And go through here. Stand on this plate to activate the fan. Make another pause. Go end the recording. So now I need to block this with my body. So that this doesn't ever connect. And this is where it comes into play that everything can be dead in the real world, and my ghost self can still move itself wherever I need it to. So let it play all the way through to until my ghost is blocking the top receiver again. See, he zooms through the gate, no problem. Now that he's blocked, I can safely release the lasers. And it still doesn't drop. Now I need to make another block, which I can do with some careful finagling with this. I think that's pretty good. I think that's gonna... those are gonna conflict, so it will stay blocked. If I did it right, it did stay blocked, so I can pick up the connector, place it there, and this is where the sigil was. And that is it for this world, which I think is actually World 3. I might have inadvertently done the hardest world first. That's okay. Alright, because I need to wrap soon anyway, but before I do want to go ahead and...
detect location of primary subject. Input required. Should I create a bug report?
No, that's fine.
Oh, you're welcome, One Wonder. Ah, well, touche. Maybe. Six and a star. Alright. Puzzle right away. Or we can go explore. Well, let's look at what this is. Bug. Rock has no collisions. Priority low, status to do. You can walk right through it. Angela Warshawski. Indeed you can. Well, flying cubes. There's the sigil. Got to be something I can interact with somewhere. Doesn't there? Pfft. Like, hello? Pfft. Ah, ladder. Very good. Oh, just like that, there's one down. Oh, cool. So, essentially, I'm just going to launch all 4 cubes, and they're going to land on the buttons, and when the 4th one lands, it should open the sigil. Neat. But I still have to have the jammer free. I mean, that's how you cut off the first one, no question, but yeah, We'll worry about that in a minute. There's two. There's three. Yeah, still gotta get this one. Yeah, it cuts immediately. To get the last box, I don't need the connector on this side. I can do it this way. No such luck. Maybe this is the one that it works with. Ah, doesn't matter. Got it. Hello? Alright, we are just about to solve this one, and then it'll be time to cut the stream. So, let's pull in the box. And launch it. And there's a good solve. Alright.
Child program has completed puzzle and collected token.
These are not easy, y'all. Alright.
Is this piece of junk working?
Let's listen to this.
Hello, Bob.
Hi. So is it working or has it exploded?
You mean the integration manager?
No, Trevor's shoe. Yes, of course I mean the integration manager. My contribution to the inevitable downfall of this project.
I'm still doing the final setup, but it seems to be working well. It seems inquisitive.
I guess I was younger and more talented when I wrote it. Also had more hair. Okay, if it hasn't exploded, I'm gonna go get drunk.
Always a pleasure, Bob.
I like Bob. Alright, that's going to do it for me for tonight. I believe I will be back on Friday night, actually. So, look forward to that, and I will see you all then. 7 down, 11 to go. Good times. Alright, good night, y'all.